Hey there, this is Lyssa Atkins, and you've got me for 5 minutes with Lyssa. I recently delivered the keynote at the Regional Scrum Gathering Balkans, and a question came my way that I wanted to answer now because I didn't get a chance to answer it live. And here's the question. What relationships were key for you to develop the capability to metabolize exponential change? So one of the ideas in this keynote is that the rate and pace of change itself has gone exponential, meaning that changes are just going to come faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, 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 and faster, 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 faster. I mean, just like more than we can possibly handle. So the idea that I can metabolize all those changes is the first idea to give away. I can't, you can't. I'm sure none of us will be able to. Well, I don't know, maybe in 100 years, we will have developed the capability as humans to do it. But right now, our nervous systems, our minds, everything about how we act in the world comes from a linear perspective. We expect things to be linear. And when they're not, we tend to freak out. In fact, we just really can't handle it. We can handle it conceptually. Of course, I can understand what exponential means conceptually, but what it means practically escapes me. So the idea about change being exponential is that change is just going to continue coming to you one after the other in your life. And so that's the piece I want to pick up here. And what do I do to keep myself healthy and open and active and taking the next wise step in the midst of everything changing? So the main thing I do is that I try my very, very best to keep my body and my mind online. And what I mean by this is that the exponential nature of change and the intensity of change immediately has my body, and check it out for yourself, it's probably true for you, has my body and my mind go on high alert. It has me get a little bit nervous. It puts my nervous system into overdrive, and some people call this an amygdala hijack. Basically, where you go into this fight, flight, or freeze, and there are a couple other flavors of that now, but you go into this mode where your body is getting ready for some kind of action to save your life. Now, most changes that we encounter in the business world are not literally life-threatening, but our biology doesn't know that. So here are the specific things that I do to keep my mind and my body online so that I can be responsive to changes when they come. First of all, my body. So when I'm confronted with change, I notice that my body starts to get a little bit activated, a little bit flustered. And the thing to do there is for me to remind myself that there is this nerve that's running pretty much the whole length of my body. It's called the vagus nerve, and I'll put some links down in the description about this. And the more I can focus on calming that, the more my brain can come online. And so basically it's a simple thing. I use two methods almost all the time. One method is to just start breathing in and out in an even manner, slowly in and out, slowly in and out. And I can do this in the middle of a meeting. No one even has to know I'm doing it. So that can help stop the flood of stress hormones into my body. And the other thing that I remind myself of is that this nerve is connecting all of my main organs. And so I just imagine a flood of healing light, energy light coming through my whole body. There's a lot more you can do in order to keep your vagus nerve in good condition. You can check it out in some of the resources I'll put in the description. The other thing that I do to stock up my big batteries is that I meditate. I meditate most days, sometimes more than others. But when I don't do it, I feel it. Because what meditation allows me to do is contact this place where I'm not living in the strong polarity of our days. You know, our current life is like, yes, no, for, against, hot, cold, right, wrong, up, down. It is exhausting. It's exhausting to my mind, it's exhausting to my nervous system. And so when I meditate and I can contact this place where both right and wrong exist together, and up and down exist together, in and out exist together, it's okay. This place of oneness, it charges my mind and my body with a certain kind of resilience or resourcefulness that allows me to face the next change that's coming, especially if that change is something I don't really want. I'd prefer to not have happen, which does happen. So all of this is about keeping my mind and my body online, because in a time of exponential change, what I cannot do is keep up. What I cannot do is pay attention to everything. What I cannot do is create a smart strategy and get married to it. In fact, all of these ways of dealing with change were for a linear era. So in an exponential era of change, what I have to do is constantly sense and take the next wise step. What's true? What's the ground truth? What's really going on? What are my options? I don't know which one's right. Which one seems like it'll work? Take the next wise step. And then guess what you have to do? Scan again. What's the ground truth? What's going on now? What's changed? What are my options? Okay, let's take this next wise step. So I can certainly have ideas, visions, all that sort of thing. But the way to get there is going to constantly change because everything's changing. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Basically, the bottom line is that I have to keep my own instrument in really good shape so that I can be a match for the complexity and the turbulence and the incomprehensible nature of our modern world.